Let's take a look at information security with a specific emphasis on types of information, classifications, the aggregate effect, and ways we can all safeguard information. Security is rule number 1. This goes for a special operations unit conducting a clandestine mission, as well as a civilian business trying to avoid corporate espionage. An effective security program successfully integrates information security, operations security, physical security, and cybersecurity. We are going to discuss information security in this video, with a specific emphasis on types of information, classifications, the aggregate effect, and ways to safeguard information. U.S. doctrine explains that there are two types of data: unrestricted data and restricted data. Unrestricted data is most data. This is day-to-day information which is always available, unclassified, open source. A simple example of open source data would be the ingredients in your favorite sandwich. Restricted data cannot be shared. This is data that must be safeguarded to protect the individual, the business, or the mission. A simple example of restricted data would be the formula for Coca-Cola. There are several classifications for restricted data. The first type of restricted data is controlled unclassified information, or CUI. This includes for official use only. This is unclassified information that we don't want to be released to the public, or unclassified information that we don't want spilled. Confidential is applied to information which, if disclosed, would cause damage to national security. Secret is applied to information which, if disclosed, would cause serious damage to national security. And top secret is applied to information which, if disclosed, would cause exceptionally grave damage to national security. There are two subtypes of top secret classification: secret compartmented information and special access programs. These are the most restricted and secretive pieces of information. For example, this is where you find out what really happened at JFK and what aliens we have on lockdown in Area 51. Some information is also releasable to foreign governments. For example, restricted data is often shared with coalition forces during a war. This means that you might find data that is classified secret, releasable to NATO. Let's move on to the aggregate effect. The aggregate effect is the term I use to explain how sums of data are much greater than the individual values for each data point. Basically, 1 plus 1 plus 1 does not equal 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals a disaster. I've already made a video on this concept, so let me give you a quick example. Imagine you don't have any security settings on your social media profile, so a bad guy knows where you live. This is data point number 1. He sees from a recent photo that you're so happy to have your new car. This is data point number 2. He also sees that you and the entire family are now on vacation. This is the third data point. This is simply 3 pieces of unclassified information: your address, the fact that you have a new car, and that you are currently on a vacation. But when you put them together, the bad guy knows where your car is and that you will not be there to report it stolen until you get back from your vacation. Bad guys love to exploit aggregated, open source, and available information. Let's finish by discussing ways to safeguard information. The first option is to limit the amount of information that is available. This goes for your personal and family life on social media, and this goes for limiting information about your business or your projects. The next thing you can do is to classify your data. Some data is sensitive and should be safeguarded, and some data is top secret and only those with a need to know should know. This goes for your business and for your personal life. Many businesses limit discussion outside of classified office spaces or conference rooms. You should only discuss sensitive information when you are in a safe and secure location. This is a good principle to follow. Never discuss work and personal matters in a public space. You never know who's eavesdropping. Many businesses will give in-briefs to their employees before they have access to classified information, and they will give out briefs when employees move on. These briefs simply remind the person of the secret nature of the information and include ways to ensure that restricted information is never leaked. In the military, all personnel who are retiring, separating, resigning, being discharged, or who will no longer have access to classified information will out-process through the Command Security Office and receive a termination briefing. During this brief, the individual will be informed that access to classified information has been terminated and that the individual still has an obligation to protect any knowledge that they have of classified information. Many businesses make you sign a non-disclosure agreement or NDA. An NDA is a legal document restricting you from discussing information for a period of time. For example, when I saw my first alien in Area 51, I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement which prevents me from discussing what I saw until 2030. After 2030, I am free to be interviewed or publish what I saw. Okay, there you have it. A brief discussion of information security. I hope that you, your family, and your business are better able to protect and safeguard your restricted data. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep learning, and to forward this video to a friend who needs to see this. Life is a special operation. Are you ready for it?